Yes, guys, welcome back to the Kop TV. I knew this was going to happen. I knew it. I called it, right? Yesterday, Newcastle go in for Ekitike. It was a smokescreen all along because guess what? It's forced Liverpool to show their hand and now make club-to-club contact and rival Newcastle for the Eintracht Frankfurt striker Hugo Ekitike, which does sound like a very Scouse name, Ekitike. Newcastle had a club record £70 million bid rejected, which I think was very clever. They didn't want to bid too much to the point where Frankfurt accept it straight away and then they've got to pay it. They've bid just below, or quite a considerable chunk below, what he's actually valued at by Frankfurt, which is around £86 million. But Liverpool have now shown the interest in both Isak and Ekitike, and they've officially opened talks with Frankfurt now. The club have made their approach after Sky Sports News revealed on Tuesday they were expected to rival Newcastle for the striker. Newcastle, of course, are aware of Liverpool's interest and reviewing their options. Liverpool have moved for Ekitike after being told that Isak is not for sale, but the Premier League champions have always been interested in Isak, but there's no way that Newcastle will sell, and his value is at least £150. So now we go back to option 2, which is Ekitike, with all due respect. Been scoping out the market all summer for a potential replacement for Darwin Núñez, who obviously hasn't worked out with at Liverpool. So now it's at a stage where Newcastle made their smokescreen bid yesterday. It's forced Liverpool to make club-to-club contact now with Frankfurt for Ekitike, which probably leads to Isak staying at Newcastle, which probably leads to Ekitike joining Liverpool. So who is the winner of this power play, of this chess match? Let us know. Sources on Merseyside insist no formal contact has been made between the clubs, and that is Liverpool and Newcastle, by the way. But as we know that £70 million bid was rejected, it freed up Liverpool to almost go in themselves and chuck a contact, chuck a phone call in, and then obviously from there you can look to bid. Comparing the two, right? Ekitike 33 games last season, 15 goals. Isak 34 games, 23 goals. Both really good shots on target, 46 and 48 respectively. Ekitike gets 2 more assists than Isak last season, 8 to 6. Big chances created, 12 to 11 in favour of Ekitike, and take-ons completed 52 to 42, again in Ekitike's favour. Listen, you can compare them, but the Bundesliga is a different league to the Premier League, as we know, in terms of physicality, pace, intensity. But I guess if you're Ekitike, you're now ready for the next step after your kind of Bundesliga breakthrough with Frankfurt, who, you know, came through the ranks at Stade Reims in France, where he was actually from. Obviously went out to Paris Saint-Germain, and it didn't really work there for him. He didn't. I don't think he'd scored a goal for them. But now he's obviously made his mark in the Bundesliga, and he's looking for that next step in his career. But how do you feel about this one? Because Liverpool have responded. They've almost done their bit. They've had a shot sent at them. They sent a shot back. You know, the DIAZ thing is still up in the air. How does that impact Rodrigo's future as well? But it's been a very busy day between the two clubs, and yesterday as well, who are battling over almost the 2 players. But this is my question to you. Yes, we're in for Ekitike, right? But is there a way, because Liverpool know that Ekitike is also a firm favourite at Newcastle to play with Alexander Isak, is there a way where we're on the phone to Frankfurt and we're going, right, this is us, it is Liverpool, it's not a prank call, we're here to talk to you about Ekitike, right? Oh, you're interested, how much do you want? And before they offer that, they call up Newcastle one last time and say, listen, we're about to get, or we're interested now firmly, right, club-to-club contact has been made for Ekitike, so one last chance, 150 mil, do you want it or not? No? Fair enough, he's going to stay. Right, we'll take Ekitike. I think that's what's happening here. And do you think that Newcastle, or do you think that Liverpool make one last roll of the dice for Isak at Newcastle after this official approach has been made now for Ekitike? Is there a way that even this could be a double bluff chess move, a smokescreen in itself? So let us know, man, because according to Luke Edwards at The Telegraph, Newcastle were pushing in the hope of pairing him with Isak, which I just can't see happening. It would have to change the whole team. But it's described as a strong response to Liverpool yesterday, with the Magpies determined to deliver a power play of their own. But Liverpool, as we know, are adopting a fairly bullish approach to this transfer possibility, making it clear that they'll look to sign Ekitike from under Newcastle's nose if they can't get Isak. The Reds are acting like the biggest team in the country, and it's great to see. Hydration is very important, as we know, guys. So Liverpool would be, again, according to Sky Sports, would be ready to do everything in their power to sign Rodrigo. He would be he would be seen to be a Luis Diaz replacement / upgrade. You know, Darwin to Napoli is now off, and obviously the Mark Gahey stuff has gone super quiet now as well. So there's dominoes still to fall. There's a domino effect still to take place. But where does this one end up, man? Because at the minute, it seems like every day there's a power play. There's some kind of chess move that puts the other club in the mud. Today, I would say Liverpool have regained a bit more power in the situation. I think yesterday the power was definitely in Newcastle's hands and Frankfurt's hands, to be honest. They've got a lot of power in the situation as well. They're in no rush to sell. They don't have to go cheap. They can hold out for the price. But today, I think with this move that they've now made for Ekitike, it does regain Liverpool a bit of power and bargaining power to go back to Newcastle and say, well, look, we've just got, or we're now talking to Ekitike, you're going to have to look elsewhere. But one last throw of the dice, if you do fancy Isak for 150, let us know, because we'll do that instead of paying these lot 86 million for Ekitike. It's back and forth, it's up and down. Life is a roller coaster, baby. You just got to ride it. Shout out to Ronan Keaton each and every time. But this one right here, I can't see it ending any time soon. But my question to you guys to finish off this video is, if a gun was to your head and you had to pick Isak or Ekitike, who are you picking? You. And then also tell me in the comments the realistic future, the outcome of this. Where do each of them end up? I said it online yesterday. You know, I was obviously bantering back and forth with Matty Renton, but I did say actually that I do believe in the end that Ekitike ends up at Liverpool. But they were, and it is no secret, Liverpool were looking at him as the number 2 option if they couldn't get Isak. But now Isak looks like he might stay, unless a massive spanner now gets thrown in the works where Isak himself comes out and goes, actually, I want Liverpool. I do want to go there. Let me go there. And then Ekitike could go to Newcastle. So power moves, power plays, whatever you want to call it. There's a lot of chess and checkers going on right now. How does it end up? Let me know in the chat. But for now, the latest is that Liverpool have now made their interest clear in Hugo Ekitike. They have open talks. And I assume that the club would want to get this one done sooner rather than later, before the tour next week. So a lot to think about, a lot still to come. But smash that like button, get your comments into this one. I need to see you all in the chat right now reacting to this news. Who does the power lay with now? And then subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, because we've got a bunch of good stuff to come. And next week, we're in Hong Kong. All right, so make sure you subscribe. Loads of great content coming. Ekitike or Isak, when's it going to end, Robbie? When is it going to end? Take care. See you tomorrow.